Hey, hello students. I'm here with the first chapter of class 12, that is Reproduction in Organism. Yes, Reproduction in Organism. You might be thinking, what is organism? Huh, let us introduce this term. So, organism is basically, it is a synonym of life form. Yeah, it is a synonym of life form. So I must say, biologically we can say that taxonomy divides this organism into two, that is multicellular and unicellular organism. So we can say like multi means many, मतलब बहुत सारे, एक से ज़्यादा means multicellular organism. An organism consists of more than one cell is called multicellular organism, right? And for an example, I take like plants, like animals, right? And switching to the unicellular organism, which is made up of single cell, just like you have studied in your 9th class and 11th classes, amoeba, and just we say like protistas and all. So the question arises, might be in your mind, students, like organism, from where does it came? कहाँ से आया ये organism, right? I might be thinking like ये organism कहाँ से आया? Okay, so just this organism might be कहीं से तो आया होगा. So I must say that this organism arises from the pre-existing organisms. Right, so the thing is, pre-existing organism might be of same type. If just take an example, a mango tree is nearby your house, right? And a mango tree can give birth to a mango tree, right? If a mango tree is there, it can't give birth to a neem tree or any kind of tulsi and whatever, right? So a particular kind of organism, from where it has been arises, that particular organism is of same kind, right? So here the one term and come, that is reproduction. That means what? If an organism produces organism of same kind is called reproduction. Yes, just like a dog can give birth to dog, a human can give birth to a human being, like that only. So now the question might be popping up in your mind that यार ये organism आया तो आया, but क्या ये एक particular time period तक रहेगा? Yes, you might be thinking this. Okay, let's take an example. You went for marketing, right? You purchase a beautiful dress from the shop, right? And finally, that particular dress is having a particular term, right? एक particular period होता है, right? एक period, that means for a particular time being you can wear that particular dress, right? ऐसा तो नहीं है you can wear it for lifelong, right? So same as it is, a particular organism lives for a particular time period, that is called lifespan. Means an organism when take birth and till the natural death of that organism is called lifespan of that organism. It's an amazing example, students. Just like I'm talking about a banyan tree which lives for 200 years. Oh my god, 200 years. Okay, just take an example of humans. We humans live for 100 years, means our lifespan is of 100 years. Just thinking about, you are thinking about like if somebody met with an accident, cardiac arrest or any other thing. But here I'm talking about natural death, a particular time period. Just like you all are having gadgets, right? If you use it like बहुत गंदे तरीके से, like कि अभी यूज़ किया, yes बैटरी बिल्कुल ड्रेन आउट एंड एवरीथिंग, लाइक यूजिंग लाइक वेरी केयरलेसली, राइट? केयरलेस फॉर्म में यूज़ कर रहे हैं, तो इट पर्टिकुलरली इट लाइफ फॉर्म ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर फोन विल गेट डाउन, decreases, I mean to say. So same as it is, I'm talking about the lifespan. So this term includes if an organism take birth and it dies naturally, not by a certain accident or a kind of cardiac arrest, for an example. So you will be amazed to know that lifespan of a tortoise is 100 to 150 years, right? So these are few examples. I will be attaching a kind of docs file below my video and into the description box. From there you can download that and you can read it for your CBSE preparation. Okay, so here we have gone through the terms like organism, like reproduction, like lifespan, and few example of lifespan, right? So now the next thing is what reproduction is a term where we can define it biologically if an individual give rise to organism or individual of the same kind. But how? Might be there is any process by which the reproduction is taking place, right? So there is two mode of reproduction, that is first one is asexual reproduction and second one is sexual reproduction. So let's talk about asexual reproduction first. So the asexual reproduction means here only single parent is needed, where there is no requirement of fusion of gamete. A particular organism give birth to organism of its type by mitotic cell division, and that organism which is produced from the parent organism will be of same type and it is genetically identical, means we can term it as a clone which is genetically identical. So this kind of process, this kind of asexual reproduction takes place generally in the organism which is simple body design, and this kind of reproduction end up very easily and takes place very easily. Switching to the next, that is sexual kind of reproduction, in which two parents are needed, okay, and two opposite parents, two opposite sex are needed, and gametic fusion is there. And when the individual give birth to a new individual of the same kind, it is not genetically identical, it is entirely different. Here the variation term introduces itself, means that particular organism will be of different character inherited within inside. So that is what I mean. You all are just like you are having one brother or you are one brother and one sister. So you arises from the same parent, like, but you both are having different characteristic. What is this? This is a kind of sexual reproduction in which you inherited different kind of characters from your parents. So the thing is what we can say, it can occur in an organism which has complex body design, and this occurs by the meiotic cell division, and this takes place not as faster as asexual reproduction, it takes place slowly, right? So the thing is, why reproduction is necessary? Is it necessary to live? No. The thing is what? Reproduction is necessary for the continuity of species. What is continuity of species? Just like if the race of human is there, I mean if a particular मान लेते हैं human being है, तो if reproduction will not occur, the race of human being will end up. So continuity of species के लिए reproduction is essential. The second thing is what? Reproduction is essential for variation in the population. Variation is essential in the population. Why is it so? If different kind of thing will be not in the population, if the same thing will arise again and again, just like if I'll take an example of amoeba which performs a kind of asexual reproduction, if that amoeba just like mother amoeba give rise to the daughter amoeba, then what happen, that the parent which give rise to that organism, the organism inherit the same character as it is the parent amoeba is having. So might be that parent amoeba is having any kind of disease, that particular disease will also inherited by the daughter amoebas. So there will be no variation, as it is the characteristics will pass on and the survival rate will decrease. So this is not happening in the sexual mode of reproduction, in which for the continuity of species variation is required. Okay, and the thing is, what if the variation will occur, the different characteristics will arise, the inheritance of the character for the future generation will arise, and this will lead to evolution process also. Okay, so the thing is, what I'm ending up this session, like we have a recap kind of thing at the last, like we have done what are organisms, and second thing is what we have done, organisms arises from the pre-existing organism, and the third thing what we did is we have given the term like reproduction biologically, which is a kind of process in which the organism arises from the individual, and individual which is of same kind, right? So I must say reproduction is a kind of biological process in which an individual or an organism give rises to a organism of its same kind, just like a dog will give rise to a puppy, and a human being give rise to a human baby. And the next thing we have discussed in this session was mode of reproduction, which was sexual and asexual, and the why the reproduction is essential. So finally, I'm ending up this session, students, and for the next session, we are going to discuss about the next subtopic. Okay, thank you so much. Bye bye.